Ooh. What's this? When did I get this? Did you get this in
I am sure that arrived in the Moda box that arrived the other day.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
So Moda boxes have begun arriving.
Yes. It's so exciting
Good morning.
when we get a Moda box.
Welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Friday giveaway day.
These are so pretty. Like, would you buy these?
What are you trying? Just do it this way. Just hold it up where they can't see that.
Best mom ever. Look how cute these are. You deserve all the love you give. Best mom ever. Are these cute? These are totally cute.
Do you see how she grabbed that from me? This is my life.
It is not your life. You know why? I had it first. And he grabbed it from me. Did you see that? I had it first. Now that I think about it, I had it first.
This is how our arguments go in our house. No, it's you. No, it's you.
Do we look exhausted because Momo was up at 2 a.m.?
Who wants a dog?
And he really had to go. So...
Still want to kick him.
Patrick, you cannot say stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, you can if you're not really going to kick him.
I want you to know he would never really...
I would never kick my dog.
But I don't even think you should joke about that.
Karen says, he's touching me.
I know.
So I was telling my kids, I was like, you don't really understand. My daughter's babysat a couple times, and at one point she was commenting on, like, kind of kids being exhausting, and I see Paula knows what I'm talking about. And so I was like, when like little kids are little kids, they do stuff like, look at my hand, look at my hand, look at my hand. Like, and they'll just sit there trying to get your attention, like of something like so silly. And the funniest thing was, like, it wasn't 20 minutes later, all of a sudden Violet comes downstairs, and Violet gets super beat up every time she plays soccer.
She's like 100 pounds.
Like she's like 100 pounds,
mini.
but she's aggressive, but she just gets beat up. And I swear, well, like 15 minutes after we had this conversation, she was like upstairs and like came downstairs, and all of a sudden she's like, look at my bruise, look at my bruise, look at my foot, look at my foot. And so like I'm sitting there like listening to her and like cracking up. And after a couple minutes of this, I was like, Violet, you know what you're doing. And she just starts laughing, and I'm like, here you are at 15 years old. Look at my foot, look at my foot, look at my foot, Dad, look at my foot. Look at my foot, Dad.
And then yesterday I like did this to her, and she's like, that really hurts me. I was like, I barely touched you. And then I poked her too, and she's like, you're hitting my bruise. I go, let me see your bruise. And then she was like, well, it feels like a bruise. And I was like, you don't even have a bruise. And then, because they were making fun of me because I said something.
The blood!
I did say that. Patrick.
I reached for something and my fingernail touched her.
I think it was his snaggly toenail.
My fingernail touched her, and she was like, the blood!
I did. I said
and I was like, what blood? Show me the blood.
And there was no
Show me the scratch. Show me any mark of it. And she was like, well, but it felt like it cut me.
Yeah, I said it felt like there was blood there from your snaggly whatever nail it was, whether it be your toenail or your fingernail.
Somebody always comments, like, if I ever show a picture of something for work with like my hands or my fingers or whatever. I mean, I rock climb, and so my fingernails are always cut really short, and if I've been climbing outside at all, they're dirty. And like somebody always comments
About your dirty.
Like, dude, clean your fingernails.
Oh, yeah.
I always have like little scabs in my
Yeah,
fingernails.
but your
and
hands
stuff.
used to be nice and soft, and I used to want to hold them. But lately, they've been really rough.
Well, because
Look at them!
because I wash them like 8 times a day, 50 times a day. I use hand sanitizer. I mean, this is the new world in which we live. I put so much, like, that climbing salve actually works way better than the bag balm, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So, Joshua Tree climbing salve, for anybody who deals with like split fingers or anything like that, the stuff goes on super greasy, like, and I'll literally put the stuff on like 2 or 3 times. And like my hands, like, remember the other night I was like, look at my hands. I didn't put it on last night, but I was like, look at my hands, and my hands were just greasy, right? Like you wouldn't even want to like touch an item of clothing
he was like,
or something.
he put it all over his hands, and then he was in bed. He goes, how long do you think this is going to take to soak in? And they were just like, it looked like he just dipped him in Vaseline. He was just sitting there.
But what's funny is like a half an hour later, my hands are just soft and like nice. With the climbing salve, she uses bag balm, and for whatever reason, I used bag balm the other night, and that stuff went on super greasy, and then I woke up and my hands still look like this. So Joshua Tree climbing salve, pro tip for those of you with dry hands or split fingers. It's got tea tree oil in it too. So
isn't that like anti-aging stuff?
Well, it's tea tree, it's antibacterial. So like from climbing, you get all these cuts all over your hands, and like the cuts get like a little infected because they're dirty. But if I use that climbing salve, it doesn't get dirty. So anyways.
So a couple of things. Number one.
I don't have to get up and go to the bathroom at night. Sometimes, but she does almost every day.
And it makes me angry.
And it wakes Momo up a lot of times.
That's why I try not to go, because then he's up.
I gotta treat her like the dog. I gotta cut her water off at like 8 o'clock.
I'm like, I'm so thirsty. Bubbles. And then I bake for Bubbles because I like bubbly water. And then if I'm trying to be mean to Momo, I'm like, Bubbles, Bubbles. And I put it in his face, and he barks at the cup. He hates it.
Bubbles.
He hates Bubbles. Okay. Number one, wanted to let you know, we're doing a crazy deal on the Coronet. So if you've been thinking about getting a 5-foot frame,
I wasn't even like, I just threw a deal out at a customer yesterday,
and
Jeannie was like, oh my God, that's a crazy deal.
I heard it, and I went, because he was throwing in the rear handlebars, and that's another like
$500.
Yeah. And then so it was a crazy deal. So if you've thought about the Coronet, if you've thought about getting a quilting machine, if you don't have the room for a 10-foot frame, the Coronet might be for you. So,
I mean, you might as well tell them what the deal is. $5,000 out the door with rear handlebars. Yeah.
You can say
that. I don't
that.
know why you guys are always so scared. Like,
I don't,
like we're not allowed. We can't publish certain prices. So this actually, let's talk about this for a second, because every now and then people ask us questions about it. There's what's known as MAP pricing. And there are advertised pricing agreements. So a lot of times people will come in and they're like, I've looked everywhere and I can see on bulletin boards what people spent on products, but I can't find the price anywhere. So our agreements with the manufacturers basically tell us, they can't tell us what to sell a product for. You know, that's antitrust law, right? But they can tell us what we're allowed to advertise a product for, or if we can advertise a product. But there's a difference between us talking, and this is considered a closed group, or publishing a price and advertising a price online. And it's funny because sometimes people come in and they're like, well, I saw this at a store and it's published at this price. And a lot of times I'm like, that's not a real dealer. Like, or like, you know, but anyways, that's
sometimes our rep because we'll see prices and they go, well, that won't be a warranted product.
Yeah. So
is what they'll tell us.
that's why sometimes you can't see the prices, but we can talk prices all day long. So anyways, if somebody's really interested in the Coronet, I have one in the store. I'm trying to move it, brand new in the box with rear handlebars, $5,000 out the door.
That's a crazy, crazy deal.
Normally $7,000, $7,500 with the rear handlebars. We just got two Baby Lock Jazz 2s.
hands.
So it's kind of funny because the last time I asked, they were like, yeah, maybe in May, maybe in June, but they're here. Like, they arrived yesterday. I wasn't expecting them, but they're here. We did have a couple of folks looking for the Jazz. We need to kind of go through special orders. I don't know if they're both gone or not. I don't think they are, but
So if
But
you've
yeah.
been waiting for the Jazz or looking for the Jazz, you want a demo on the Jazz, come on in.
So, we've had a lot of questions regarding the Reno Quilt Show. In fact, our question for our giveaway is related to the Quilt Show. So we're trying to figure out what the Quilt Show actually looks like. So, I mean, they've announced I think at the end of this month, they go to half capacity for events in Nevada. However, they're also saying, the state is also saying that there are very strict measures for social distancing, for social distance guidelines, which means 6 feet social distancing. And so for us, in evaluating the Quilt Show, we go, what does that actually look like? For any of you who've gone to the Quilt Show, who've seen what our booth looks like, our booth,
It's a party.
well, and I would hands down say,
I'm
like,
just
we hear
kidding.
it all the time. Like, people always come over and go, you guys are the busiest booth. Like it is, the booth is
Yeah,
packed.
because we're reeling and we're dealing.
The booth gets packed.
Yeah.
Like, it's not uncommon for us to end up with 5, 6, 7, 8 customers in our booth, half demoing, half watching demos, half talking to me, us negotiating. And so the reason the Quilt Show makes sense for us is because we have the ability to do that. We're excited to announce, by the time the Quilt Show comes around, we'll be vaccinated. So that, that answers one of the questions that I had about the Quilt Show is, would we be vaccinated? My concern is we got a kind of a long email from the organizer saying, like, you have to enforce this social distancing.
Oh, that's our responsibility?
Well, like, the show has to enforce social distancing, so they're going to have people posted all over the place enforcing distancing. But she's like, you have to enforce social distancing in your booths. So your demos and that, like, she literally was like, your demos and your sales process and all this stuff will have to be modeled with social distancing. We're trying to figure out exactly what that looks like. Because the reality is, we do a lot of business at the Quilt Show, and I go,
We could be like,
how do we do that
we'll be like,
if we're
like,
social
appointment.
if we're social distancing? So
We'll have like a back room. We'll be like, oh, do you have an appointment?
we're trying to figure that out. We have to make a commitment by the 31st to be in the Quilt Show or not be in the Quilt
So
Show.
you'll know next Wednesday.
So we'll tell you by next Wednesday whether or not we'll actually be there. I'm gonna have a conversation with the woman who runs the Quilt Show, just to say, how do you imagine this works? Like, because quite frankly, if you cut our ability to gather crowds by a sixth, can we do enough business to justify the expense and the effort? And these things are exhausting. Or do we do kind of a special thing in the store where we run a Quilt Show in the store where we can kind of maintain a little bit additional control over how we manage people? So that is actually our question for our giveaway today. is
Yeah.
given the option to go to the Quilt Show, who plans to go to the Quilt Show, and if we did an option at our store where we have more space and more size and more stuff and more ability to control how people distance in the store, would you rather do something like that? Would you feel safer if we managed it here in the store?
And we did our quilt show here.
And we did like a quilt show here. Like I had a manufacturer of sewing furniture today be like, if you were to do that, we'd come and like they know that there's the hotel right there.
Yeah.
And they're like, we would do a private showroom for the furniture at the hotel behind your store. So anybody who wanted to see furniture could come negotiate directly with them. And it sounded kind of cool. So they just
I'd
they
like
just done it.
Do a special thing in the store. I'd like it in the store.
Yeah, they love
So let's see what you have to say.
Quilt show.
Like would you rather see us do something here or at the Quilt Show? And
Maybe we could. You know, there's the. Maybe we could talk to them.
About using their parking their lot.
Always an issue.
Or we could do like a tent show, kind of like they do So yeah, we would like to know what you'd rather see.
Have a quilt show in the store. Yeah, and what would you see? And how many of you are planning on attending the quilt show?
That's the big thing, Carolyn, is like they've kind of put it out to us that like we'd have to manage the traffic in our booths. And for anybody who's ever gone to that quilt show before, there is no social distancing in our booth. So it's one of those things where it's
we're
either
hugging, we're close talking.
So it's kind of one of those things where, and it's funny, one of our manufacturers flat out is like, don't do shows. Like,
yeah, we had
it cannot work. Like, he was talking about stuff they've tried to do in Utah and some other states where they've had a little more open laws with
Florida,
shows. Well,
Texas.
so one of my manufacturers just was like, Florida and Georgia, the shows were just like they used to be. But I'm also sure those shows were super spreader events because they've been going on the whole time. But we had another manufacturer that was like, everything that they've tried to do with social distancing has kind of flopped. So his advice to us, and I mean, listen, the manufacturers want us to do shows because they want us to sell the product in a show format. And, but like, you know, to have a manufacturer be like, yeah, it hasn't worked.
So maybe we'll just do it in the store.
Maybe we
we'll
get a
just
big
do
old
crazy
tent.
specials.
We do a big tent.
We do, stuff outside. The issue for us is parking.
I don't worry about parking.
You don't?
I don't. Because nobody's managing what's going on next door.
Is
They
it
could always,
open?
they could
Is the
always,
parking?
yeah.
But
I mean, there's nothing blocked or anything.
There used to
no,
be a.
No, that's only when the walkways.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Let's just do that.
So
Miss
we're gonna figure it out.
Audrey, are you in Tennessee?
No, she's probably in like Arizona or something.
Have something on Zoom.
I mean, we could live stream the whole thing.
We could do demos on Zoom and just have like an open Zoom link to.
Yeah, we could
We
live
could
stream
just
the
be
whole thing.
we could just be demoing like amazing demos all day.
This sounds so fun.
A parking lot
so
sale.
it sounds like so much freaking
we're
work.
gonna have so much fun.
So what I would tell you is like, go ahead and answer the question. We'll figure it out. Like I've got to figure it out
what
in like
is
the
the
next
question?
5 days.
The question is,
Do you
on
plan to
attending?
go to the Quilt Show? And even if you're planning to go to the Quilt Show, would you rather see us do something special here where we could manage? I mean, it's funny. You move things outside and the whole rule changes, right? Like if we did an open air tent outside,
We could have rides and we could have funnel cake.
I mean, no, that's like, no,
Just
that's
kidding.
not what we're talking about at all.
I love funnel cake.
You could
Yeah, like I would be sitting up rides.
You could
We
get
could
one
have
of
a
the-
cotton candy machine.
Yeah,
you could
Shawna's
get
gonna
one
run
of
the
food
cotton
trucks to
candy.
come park in the parking lot.
Oh, that would be
Well,
fun.
yeah, but then you get rid of that
We're
much
not.
more parking. So, anyways, so like that's the question for today. So, for those of you who don't know,
Demos on Zoom. I
we
like that.
give every Friday we give stuff away.
If you didn't know.
If you didn't know.
If you didn't know.
So, so every Friday we give stuff away.
This one
We ask a question, and you've got to answer that question to be
What?
included in a giveaway.
in the future, hoping that you'll be able to go to a class and bring your computer with you.
Oh, yes.
So, why don't you talk a little bit about the giveaway?
Okay, number one, we're giving away super duper exclusive product that you cannot purchase.
You literally cannot purchase.
You cannot purchase it. Why are you laughing, Patrick?
Yeah, Patrick.
It is this super duper exclusive baby lock computer bag.
It's a laptop tote.
It's a laptop tote. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful?
It's
And
so beautiful.
You has this special pocket in here. You could put your iPad in here or something.
So one day when you can go to your
yeah.
retreat.
And then you have this pocket. Oh, and look, there's something in here.
Oh, what's in there, Jeannie?
What is this?
What is that?
It's a puzzle. You know what? And we did sell a lot of puzzles. This one is my favorite, and I don't think people love this one like I do because I always look at this and I go, oh, someday when I'm like older, I want to be sitting around the table with all my girlfriends.
Isn't it
And
crazy
we're-
to think that we're older?
And we're chatting.
Like
and we're,
I used to always be like, when I'm 50 or when I'm 45 or and now like I get up and I
Yeah.
still feel 26, kind of.
I don't
but-
think you feel 26. It's not, you haven't, no. He has not been.
How about I'll try to feel 26 tonight?
Patrick! God! Anna, I'm so sorry about that.
I was just saying, I'm like
He's
gonna try to-
threatening me.
I'm not. Nobody's getting threatened here at all.
You know what he would say if we were at home? He'd go, "I'm not threatening. I'm promising." That's what. So, anyways, let's
See,
rein it
she's all
in.
excited now.
Anna, I'm so sorry. Okay, I always
See
apologize
that
to Anna
big
because
smile?
Anna always says that it makes her blush. So this is one of the giveaways. This is this super fancy baby lock little bag that you can't purchase that you're gonna get here. You can put all your little pens and everything right
Look
here.
at the quality manufacturing.
Well, you know when we go to these events, so Violet. I'm calling Shawna Violet because she's my store child. When we attend these events, and Shawna and I are attending the long arm event via Zoom, not the long arm, but the Pro Stitcher, they always give us something like this. So we're going to be giving this as our giveaway. And then one lucky person gets the bag and this puzzle that will make you think about all your girlfriends and how much you love sewing with them and spending time with them and chatting with them, because that's something super special that we're all looking forward to doing again. And
They're
then remember,
playing- Are they playing cards?
no, they're sewing this quilt, Patrick. My goodness.
What's she holding? I was like, at first I was like, there's a fisherman in there.
What is she holding?
A fisherman? What?
I don't know, needles or something sewing related. I can't, maybe a tissue or I don't know. But anyways, so somebody's going to get this wonderful gift. And then,
Like Shawna said, a laptop bag for at some point when we can start having classes again.
yeah. And then we're also, remember, and if you're not from town, you do have to pay for shipping to have it shipped to you. Love the bag. And then we're going to give away, this was Shawna's favorite puzzle.
That's my favorite. I even did it.
She
We
did
put
it.
all
She
together.
showed it to you. She had so much fun. She and Alex had a wonderful date night, and this is what they did. So maybe you and your whoever it is that you want to be spending the evening with could sit down and do this. I love doing puzzles with my girlfriends too. I have a friend back east, my friend Lily. She lives in the town that I grew up in or around there. Every time I see her, we stay up until the late the wee hours of the morning. And we do a puzzle, and we eat bubbly, and then we
eat bubbly.
We drink
we
bubbly.
Eat bubbly and drink.
We drink
Cheez-Its.
bubbly water, and we eat white cheddar Cheez-Its. You know how you have special things you do with certain friends? I should send her one of these. Okay, so we're going to give this away. And then, who doesn't love Lori Holt? I know you do, Michelle Burrett. And I'm still working on that, trying to figure out the sew-along thing. But we're going to give away this puzzle, too. So we're giving away some puzzles and the bag. And so we're going to have 3 winners today. 3.
That's 6.
3. You're right. 3. I just hold up one hand. Anyways, anything else that you can think? Oh,
Who was I having the conversation with? They were talking about how is it in the UK? Like if you do 3, you do this.
why?
I don't know. They were talking about how that's 3, but in the US that's 3. I don't know if is that true.
So, just a reminder too, we're leaving the question up. So we're not gonna, if we announce the winner, it'll be at the end of the day.
Yeah, we've been.
Or Monday.
We've been like leaving the questions before we do the giveaway for a couple of days. Cause like right now, I don't know how many comments there have been, but it's funny. Like when we end the live stream, there'll be like 80 comments. If we wait until like Monday, they're like 180 comments. And the more the comments are there, the better for us. If you're watching on YouTube, like nobody's commented on YouTube, the way it works is we always put a comment in. I'll do it right now. This is
For YouTube.
our comment. So, basically, if it picks our comment, then we change the comment picker to YouTube. But nobody's commented on YouTube so far. So those are the giveaways. What else do we have to talk about?
Oh, I wanted to show you what Shawna's been working on her multi-needle, part of her fandom. Where's Shawna? Maybe you go help that gentleman and Shawna can come
Okay,
here.
bye, ladies.
I don't want to steal her thunder. So I walked in and I was like, oh, Shawna, have you been doing that on your 10 needle? And I was like, do you love your 10 needle? And she was like, oh yeah. So,
You too.
so here's Shawna's fandom. You still have, fandom goes through the end of March. So you still have time to put yours together.
Did you show them?
No, I didn't show them.
Did you show them? So these are Urban Thread designs. It's 2 different design packs. I need to trim my stitches. I was working. I was like, I want something that Alex and I can both use for our fandom. And I was like, we have been traveling a lot in Nevada, just in Nevada, to places where no one ever is.
So you went to the castle?
Yes, we went to Austin, and then last weekend we went to the Lovelock Caves. And
Did you know there's a cave in Lovelock?
This weekend we are going to Fallon's Hidden Caves, and then in April we're going up to the Black Rock Desert and going to the geyser. That's up there, so
Yeah.
Going to Fly Geyser?
yeah.
I am so
Yeah.
jealous. I've never been there.
And
Is
it looks
open to
so
the public now?
beautiful. There's like a path that you can walk. I don't know how open it is, but we're going up there
Oh,
anyways.
cool. Let me know.
So I wanted to get this done before we go up to the Black Rock Desert because I wanted us to have a nice little cushy quilt blanket that we can.
Isn't that beautiful?
And this is on the 10 needle.
Wait,
So this
whoops,
is
wrong way.
This is I just set it. I trim my batting and then I put the
here's
top
the
on
back.
and I just let it stitch.
Do you see
like,
that? So this is something where, I mean, this looks like there's maybe like 4 or 5 colors.
Yeah.
So Shawna
They just
didn't even have to,
automatically switch.
yeah. She didn't even have to, she just set her colors.
I just set it and then forget it.
Because-
and a lot of these I stitched and then I went to bed and let it continue stitching, got up, rehooped everything, set it, and then came to the store, and that was like Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, because Shawna gets a lot done. But
I need
geez,
to
when
press
she
it.
walked
Don't look at
in,
my puckers.
she walked in today and she did all of these. I go, oh my God, have you been just setting these on your 10 needle? So Shawna's fandom is just traveling.
Traveling.
She's a fan of traveling. And see how open this sew along is?
It's so open.
It's
like whatever
whatever
you're
you
a fan
love.
of. Yeah, whatever you love. And Alex, for whatever reason, has been loving waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and then driving a couple hours to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't like the bear one. I might redo it.
Never loved that.
His face is so like hidden.
It's fantastic. Look at his face.
His little face.
So, on Saturday when we came to the store, we were driving up we live in Collin. We were driving up McCarran, and I was like, oh my God, look at that bear. There's in the back of a pickup, and I was kidding because, of course there wouldn't be a bear in the back of a pickup.
I always love that you pause before you say bear.
I know.
I think it's so cute.
Because I'm thinking, because I didn't learn how to say bear until Patrick and I got married. He's like, because I used to go, look at that beer, like a bear.
Like a...
Oh my God. Anyways, and I was just kidding because I was like, that dog is so huge. It's like the size of a bear. As we got closer, it was
a bear.
It was a bear. Somebody had a bear in the back of their pickup, but it was stuffed.
Oh.
But I
was
mean,
like, that's kind of wild. They're just driving around the bear
with
in
a
the back.
bear in
Woo!
the back of maybe it's somebody. Maybe it was you. Maybe you were driving around with a bear in the back of your pickup. But you've got all weekend. Work on your fandom.
Oh, this is Urban Threads.
Urban Threads.
So urbanthreads.com. It's an embroidery website, kind of like embroidery library.
They're pretty hip and edgy. Like if I were to describe
they are kind
them.
of like edgy. I do want to go rock hunting. That's why Alex wants to go up there. He has a bucket and a little like shovel axe ready to like break open rocks to see what kind of fun things he can find.
The giveaway question, Cindy Marler, if you're just joining us, is are you planning on attending the Quilt Show? Because the Quilt Show is a go. We are on the fence. And then would you prefer, like, we're thinking about doing our own like Quilt Show event here at the store, and how into that would you be? Would you prefer the Quilt Show at the John Aswagas, right? Asagas? How do you say that? Asagas?
Esquaga.
Esquago.
Ask.
At the Nugget. Would you prefer it at the Nugget
It's actually
or?
just the Nugget now because they sold.
Yeah. Are you planning on attending that? Are you not planning on attending that? Would you be interested in a Zoom event, in a 10 event? Just your thoughts on the Quilt Show that happens in June. What's the collection called? Shawna is looking that up right now. But we're not going to see you until Monday, and then the fandom sew along is going to be over on the 1st.
I'm going to be like
Wednesday.
Hooping and hooping and hooping and stitching and stitching and stitching all weekend because I want that to be a big.
Yeah, it's going to be big and
quilt.
Comfy and like huggable.
Oh, is this it?
And
it is called Inspiring Adventure. Is this one? That's this design.
Oh, is
pack.
it more than one?
It is. It is 2 different design packs. So and
Well,
it's on sale. It's on sale.
It's on sale right now. So if you want it, go and get it.
Just to show you some of the other designs that are in it.
Super cute.
I don't know how well you can actually see it. There's a glare. Oh, there's some of them. Kind of cute. Kind of cute. And then the other one is if I scroll down, it should be.
Carol
right here.
Seckler, I had a dream about you.
How do you?
Now I see your
Naturalist?
name, and
This is the other one. How do you say that?
I had a dream I saw you on the beach. You were sunbathing.
Natural.
Oh, is it-
Naturalist. Is that?
Naturalise. I don't know.
Naturalise?
Yeah.
That's the design pack with the animals, and there's a few.
Because
other
I thought it was
designs inside of it, too.
the Anita Goodwin has one that's kind of similar to that.
Theirs
with
is all
the-
applique though. That's
Oh,
why,
it's all
yeah.
applique.
And I thought that would be like a little too heavy for a travel quilt. Want to travel light?
Yeah, and this 10 needle, just set it and go.
Yeah, you just set it, press the button, and it's ready to go.
Yeah, just put in your batting, and then you're done.
Yeah, and
So
it
nice.
uses all the bobbin thread. And it uses all the bobbin.
She loves that. She loves that.
Because you don't waste anything. I love that. I think, and the little core, it's magnetized, so you pop it in and it sticks to my trash can. But Alex wants me to save them, so I don't know what he's gonna do with it. But that's
Save
fine.
them. They recycle them. Bring them
Oh,
back.
do they?
Yeah, I'll send
I've
them
been
back
putting
with
them
mine.
in my box.
Yep, that's what you need to do with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll take-
Recycle,
That's
reuse,
good.
reuse, recycle. What is the saying?
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yes. All right. So I think that's it. Anything else that you can think of?
I did put a third session of the Minnie Mouse class up.
So
Is it
Michelle,
on the website?
No, I haven't got that far because I
Okay.
need your help for that. But I have, so there will be 10 more spots open.
You want to?
But there's
Yeah, come
Here,
sit.
Michelle.
Come
there's
sit.
4
You and
people I need
Shawna.
to call though, or I need to call that didn't first. So it won't go
Why
up
don't you-
until I call those people.
Have a seat and you can explain to them.
Talk about it.
So, I felt really bad that
mess.
not everybody got to get in the Minnie Mouse class. So,
We
I
hate
reached out.
that, yeah.
I don't like that. I reached out to the fabric printer, hoping beyond hope that she might have stashed some of that fabric, and she did. So I was able to get another yard of the mini fabric. So I've put on a third session of the Mini Palooza.
So it's not on yet,
It's
but
not
there's
on
gonna
yet.
be.
There was about 4 people that reached out that were really disappointed that they weren't able to get in. So I want to reach out to those people first, and then it'll open up for the for 10 more spots,
Yeah.
whichever are not filled, whatever are not filled.
To make
So-
your super duper exclusive
Minnie Mouse
yes,
bag.
Minnie Mouse, because who doesn't love Miss Minnie Mouse?
Yeah.
And you have other stuff coming up, Michelle?
I do. I have the Dresden coming
the
up.
Dresden quilt is coming up, so get signed up for
Get
that.
signed up for that, and I think that I know it was Joanne that said she wanted a kit cut, because I offered to do that if somebody wanted me to do that. So if you want to do that, I'm going to figure out the price for the kit with curated thread today with Jeannie, and then I can let you know if you want me to cut you a kit for that. The Dresden. We have some blue fabric now, so I can actually cut the whole kit from the store.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it,
Ooh,
some of
look
our
at our
fabric is
fabric.
going up. But I think April is when we're going to get our grunge, and then we have some other stuff. It's been trickling in. We get these Moda boxes, and the girls are like so super excited.
Oh, it's super exciting.
It's
Too
super exciting.
So
I don't
I
even
love
remember what I ordered.
Those
so.
fat quarter packs that you got were amazing.
Yes, I did get some fat quarter packs. I'll show you next week, and hopefully I can order more if that's something that you're interested in.
Okay. Sounds good.
All
That's
right.
all I have.
Have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.
Make your fandom. Let's see. I've
Yeah,
seen
come on.
lots of people have been.
They're starting to trickle
posting.
in, but if you're a fan of your dog, that's still fandom.
Yes,
Miss
Miss Donnie.
So fan of your dog, fan of summertime, fan of being on vacation. It doesn't
She
matter.
wants to. I don't know if we're gonna make kits.
Now, if I'm
Maybe.
gonna make a
May-
Joanne, I can cut stuff for you if you want to pick your colors, but I was gonna cut the kits based on what I already used. So just give us a call or write me an email or something and tell me what you want to do. But if I do kits, it's going to be based on what I used to do the kit, to do the quilt, and that's kind of it's just a bonus for you that you don't have to go shopping for fabric. But if you want to change colors and things like that, then you probably should just come in and I'll cut you a kit while you're here.
All right. Have a great day.
All right.
Have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.
Be creative. Make something awesome, and we will see
inspired.
you. Yes.
Every day. Be
And-
inspired.
And we'll see you on Monday.
Monday.
Patrick and I will see you Monday. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
I fixed it.
You fixed